Greetings, beautiful souls. I hope you've been well and all is well in all your ways. Welcome to Mindset Change with your sister in prosperity, Carol. Change your thinking, change your life. Now, before we start our video, I want to welcome my returning subscribers. Always know, we are always loved. And my new subscribers, welcome to the Game Changers and Change Agents. Here we do live push-ups so we can go to the next level. Because I always tell you, and I'll keep on repeating this, because the earth has changed. Okay? So if you don't have that breaking news, know today that the earth has changed. And we are all moving to the new earth. But the moving is not automatic. You have to wake up from your comfort zone, from your pity party corner. Wake up and go look for information, because information is power. My people perish for lack of knowledge and ignorance. We don't want to leave anybody behind in the collapsing old earth. We want to move all of us to the new earth. Okay, the Messianic kingdom. It has so many names. The kingdom of Zion, the 5D. It has so many names, whatever you want to call it. The age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people. Okay, it has so many names. And now I'm so sure so many people now know that the old earth is collapsing. Okay, now and now when the old earth is collapsing, it won't collapse just like that all at once. No, it usually collapses bit by bit. So it's up to you to be alert. Okay, open your eyes, spiritual eyes and your physical eyes, so that you can spot the symptoms, okay, the signs of the falling of the Kali Yoga system, because it will only fall bit by bit. It won't fall all at once. Guess what? Something happened on the weekend, and I don't know whether so many people saw it, or some people saw or they did decode it. Because here you have to be spiritually alert to know what is happening. Okay? Now, our topic today is Raila. This time round, he cannot be able to save Ruto. Because patriarchy rule is ending. Okay? Now, for those who do not know what is patriarchy rule is the rule that has been ruling us for centuries and centuries and centuries of years. Even when the Son of God was around, Yeshua HaMashiach, that time we were still in the patriarchy rule, the Kali Yoga system, the old earth, the dark age. Because I told you the earth moves with cycles. There is an age where people will suffer. Okay, like now where we were in the Kali Yoga system, people will suffer. Information will be hidden. People will pray to the fake god, the Damiaj, the fake god of the Roman Empire, the god that was brought to you by the what are they called? By the missionaries. Yeah, the god that was brought to you, to your ancestors, by the missionaries. But the legitimate god, Yahuwah, the god who is called YHWH, Yahuwah, Gaiwa Kirenyaga, is the true God, the legitimate God. And his throne, his physical throne is in Mount Zion, Mount Kirenyaga. That is his physical throne. That is the legitimate God of our ancestors. Okay, it does not matter where you come from and the name you use. Some say Nyasai, some say Morugu, but they mean the same God, the God of our ancestors. That is the true God, the legitimate God. The God that you pray in your churches, that is Baal, that is the Damiaj. Because this is what happened. Because the legitimate God, Yahuwah, he is both feminine and masculine. Okay, just like your soul. Because I always tell you that your true identity is that you are a soul, a spiritual being of light. Okay, a soul does not have a gender. A soul is both feminine and masculine, so that it can be balanced. Okay, but now the problem is when we came here, the Damiaj, the fake god, had already taken the world. And the way the fake God came is because I told you God has two sides, feminine and masculine. Now, the masculine side of God is Yahweh, Okay, the feminine side of God is Sophia. Okay, so that they can make balance, divine feminine, divine masculine, Yahweh and Sophia. Or if you don't want to call her Sophia, you can call her Asha. Okay, so we have Yahweh and Asha, feminine and masculine. That is what we call balance. But now when we come to earth, because now the system, they are called the dark cabal, the Roman Empire and the Babylonian Empire, who took over the earth because of the dark age. Because when we are in the dark age is usually ruled by the Damiaj, the fake god. Okay, and now God himself, the real God, the legitimate God Yahuwah, cannot intervene because it was not his age. Okay, because in the spiritual realm they have to follow protocols, terms and conditions they have to apply. Okay, they don't bypass terms and conditions the way you people here on earth, you bypass them. But now that is where the age we are going, the golden age, where we will be ruled by the laws of Maat. The laws of Maat are the divine laws, which weighs the heart of a human being and the soul of a human being with the feather of Maat. Okay, now the divine law weighs like this. This is your heart and your soul, and here is the feather of Maat. Now you are being weighed. Now if they are equal, that means you are good. But if your heart and your soul are going down and the feather of Maat is going up, guess what? You are doomed. But if you are if you see, and then the funny part is you cannot cheat the laws of Maat, the divine laws of Maat. And these are the laws which our ancestors used to use. That's why they never had courts. They used to take people to barazas, and they used to use the laws of Maat to weigh the soul of a human being and the heart of a human being plus the feather of Maat. If they are equal, the person is innocent. If the soul is now like this, the soul is going down, but the feather of Maat is going up, you are guilty. If the heart is going up, that means you are perfect. Because now the feather of Maat is still here at the middle, but now your heart and soul is up. You are perfect. You are equal. You are doomed. You are guilty. Now that is how the laws of Maat usually operate. They are divine laws of Maat. Because I told you, we have spiritual laws. They work for us or against us. And these laws, they do not care whether you know about them or not. They still work. And they still give you results. And these laws were hidden from us. Okay, that is why we are wallowing in misery, because we don't know about the laws of Maat. For those who do not know the laws of Maat, you can go to my YouTube channel, where I usually post my shorts. You will see the 42 laws of Maat. Listen to them and start practicing them, because now we are heading to where we'll be using the laws of Maat as our second name in the new earth. Okay, if you don't follow the laws of Maat, the earth will just wipe you, because in the new earth there is no shortcut. No, that is why we will have zero crime. Okay, zero hardships, zero everything, because the earth will be balanced. That's why I'm telling you, the king Habinga cannot manifest without Queen Oracle. Feminine energy and masculine energy, the return of the Black Madonna, the return of the Red Dragon Queens, they are returning. Now here is the catch. The old earth was ruled by patriarchy. When I say patriarchy, system of ruling, is the system that is used by the Roman and Babylonian empires to oppress you, to hide information from you. Okay? Everything negative that you see in this old earth, the 3D, that is patriarchy, patriarch system of ruling, where sicknesses are all over because the pharmaceutical are in cahoots with the deep state. The drugs they make, they tamper with those drugs. Now these drugs, they are only to massage your symptoms, but they cannot heal you completely. That is why in the new earth, we will go back to our ancestors' herbs. Okay, the herbs they used to use, because they are legitimate. They will cure you. Okay, now you see, now the patriarchy is the rule of corruption, killing, war, sicknesses, untimely deaths, murder. Everything negative you can ever think of is in the patriarchy rule. Okay, but now where we are going in the golden age of Aquarius, we are going to matriarchy rule, where the earth will be balanced, because the king who will come, he will come as a divine masculine, and the queen who will come as a divine feminine. Now divine masculine and divine feminine, they make a whole, and when they make a whole, they make matriarch system rule, where every day will be a Sunday for us, where every day will be a Buhaha day for us, every day will be a Sunday for us, because the earth is balanced. Okay, and the earth is being ruled with both its aspects, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. That is what is called balance. The reason why people are suffering in the old earth is because the old earth is not balanced. It's only ruled by patriarchy. Patriarchy is when the earth is being ruled with one side, where women are oppressed. Okay, the divine feminine is caged, it cannot work. And remember, the divine feminine rules the spiritual, and the divine masculine rules the physical. That is what is called balance. As above, so below, as within, so without. That is what is called balance. And when we have divine feminine and divine masculine, we will have balance, and we will say goodbye to misery, goodbye to sorrow. Okay, every day will be a Sunday for us. Okay, now that is what is happening. Now the reason why Raila would be able to save Ruto this time is because we are already in the collapse of patriarchy, and the symptoms have already started. I don't know whether most of you saw what happened. Now Raila and Ruto had planned to remove Edwin Sifuna from ODM, because Edwin Sifuna has always worked with the Gen Zs. Edwin Sifuna is always on the Mandamano. Edwin Sifuna is always there for the Gen Zs. In fact, when they are on the streets, and when he sees the Gen Zs are being beaten, he usually go there to protect them, and to rescue them. So you see, now the government does not want that, because now you know the government is ruling with the patriarchy rule of oppression and manipulation and control and fear. That is what we call patriarchy, and that is what is collapsing. That is what is going down, because patriarchy belongs to the old earth 3D, the Kali Yoga system, but matriarchy belongs to the new earth, the kingdom of Zion, which is coming, the messianic age, the new earth 5D. Okay, so things are changing, and now the old earth won't collapse just like that. The old earth will collapse slowly by slowly. So it's up to you to be awoke, to be awoke spiritually and physically, so that you can see the signs and symptoms when the Kali Yoga, the old earth, is collapsing, the deep state is collapsing. Now here's the catch. You see, a meeting was arranged in Busia, and the ODM delegates went together with their people like Atuoli, those people. Guess what? The idea was to bring down Sifuna. It was the coup. A plot was it was written coup of Sifuna. That was to be the end of Sifuna. Okay, but guess what? These people are so asleep. They don't know we have moved from the age of the age of Pisces, the old earth 3D. Guess what happened? Their plan backfired on their faces. Raila was very present, and he was sent by Ruto. Guess what? They had poured the money. They had crafted the script, whatever they will go to say. But guess what? We are in the age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people, and the people are the ones speaking. Now here's the catch. The delegates who are there spoke, and they said Sifuna is not going anywhere. That is how Sifuna was saved, by the delegates, by the people in the age of Aquarius. Now Ruto and Raila waliachwa hivi kama wameshangaa. It's because they don't know which age we are in. They don't do their research. I don't know who advises them, because they don't know which age we are in. Now they wasted a lot of money by paying the delegates. Yes, the delegates ate the money. But when they were to say what they want, they said they want Sifuna, and Sifuna is not going anywhere. That is how the patriarchy will collapse under its own weight. Okay, the patriarchy will collapse under its own weight, because the matriarchy of equality, of truth, the laws of Maat. Here now, God is working with the laws of Maat. You are that is why I'm telling you now, your soul and your soul and your heart will be weighed by the law of Maat. Now what happened in the spiritual realm, Sifuna's soul and heart was weighed by the laws of Maat. And guess what, the Sifuna's soul and the heart went up, and the scale of Maat was here in the middle. That means Sifuna was okay. The law was with the Sifuna. That's why Sifuna was saved by the people. Age of Aquarius, power back to the people. That's why Sifuna was saved by the people. While the patriarchy system had planned everything, and they gave the people money in order to overthrow Sifuna, but kikawaramba on their faces. Because of the age we are operating at, the matriarchy, where there will be balance, okay, where the king, masculine energy, and the queen, feminine energy, are coming to rule Kenya in the new earth, the Dayo kingdom. Okay, so you have to know how the matriarchy and patriarchy work. Patriarchy is for your oppressors, how they oppress you. But no, patriarchy is for your oppressors, how they oppress people. And they keep you in bondage by caging you and silencing you and silencing the silencing women. But now in the matriarchy, there is divine feminine, divine masculine. Everything is balanced. Okay, and that is where we are heading. That's why you saw Sifuna was saved by the delegates who said Sifuna is not going anywhere, because now the divine laws they were at work, the laws of Maat, and they weighed the soul of Sifuna and his heart. He is there. Now when they are here, the soul and the heart, they are here, and the law of Maat, the feather of Maat is here. They are equal. You are okay. When your soul is up and your heart is up, and the lord of Maat, the feather of Maat is here, you are also okay. But when your soul go down and your heart go down, and the law of Maat, the feather of Maat is up, wewe kwisha, you are guilty, and you will be left in the old earth while others go to the new earth. Okay, and now when the soul, when the Mother Gaia start harvesting the soul which are not matching with her frequency, you will be one of them who will go to take another rebirth. You will be taken out by nature, so that you can go and take another rebirth. Or if you are still vibrating at the lower density of Mother Gaia, I'm telling you, you won't come back here again. The universe will look for you another place in the spiritual realm, where you will stay there until the day another Kali Yoga will come. So you see, you have to know this hidden knowledge, so that you can be able to save your soul. Okay, you can be able to save your soul. And now you know we are now God is using the laws of Maat. He's weighing people's souls and people's heart with the feather of Maat. So it will be so easy for the innocent to be elevated, because now corruption would have a say. Now you see, the deep state poured money like this to go and overthrow Sifuna. But guess what? The laws of Maat, the divine laws of Maat, saved Sifuna, and Sifuna is now in ODM, still there. I don't know whether he's the secretary or what, I don't know, but he's still there. But the game was to overthrow him, but it backfired because of the age we are in, the age of Aquarius, where power is going back to the people. People saved Sifuna. You have to know how to read these signs and symptoms of the collapsing of the old earth, the collapsing of Kali Yoga. Okay, how the laws of Maat will be saving people, saving innocent people. Okay, so you see, we are moving. We are not stagnant, we are moving. Even though even though the change won't come in a day, because remember also Rome was not built in a day, but at least we are moving. And you should always spot events like those ones, so that at least you can know that the laws of Maat and the new earth, the 5D is coming on earth. Now that is a very good proof what will happen. From because now already we have moved from the new moon of Cancer, the homeland Kenya. Now you will see people will start shifting camps. People will start moving away from the patriarchy and finding their way to the matriarchy and preparing themselves for the new earth 5D. Things will start to align, but you also you have to align, because going to the new earth is not automatic. No, my dear, it's not automatic. You have to know thyself, become a truth seeker, become a game changer. Go dig for knowledge which was hidden from you. Especially go look for these books, the secret books of John. Yeah, the secret book of John. It's in the YouTube. Go look for the book of Mary Magdalene and the book of wisdom. Those books will help you master the hidden knowledge, the knowledge that will help you set yourself free from the patriarchy system, so that you can be able to move to the matriarchy system, where everything will be equal, where suffering will be a thing of the past. Okay, so my good people, always learn to discern the law of times and seasons. Go picking the signs, go picking the symptoms, how the system is falling by its own weight. Okay, that is why God said nobody will remove Kasongo. Kasongo will go silently, because God is the one who will remove him silently. Okay, yes, nobody will remove him. The weight of the Kali Yoga, the weight of the deep states, the negative weight, the negative energies of the deep state will be the one to collapse the deep state itself. But whatever you have to do, the Gen Zs and the Starseeds must go to unmatch. They go unmatched like the children of Jericho, the way they marched on the streets, so that the wall can collapse, the wall of the old earth can collapse. That is their work, because they carry the codes of change. Okay, but they should not go near State House, because I told you in State House we have a very big altar. That altar removes fire, and that altar, when any blood of the Gen Zs or the Starseeds is poured near State House, that altar will feed with that blood. And remember, that blood contains codes. That's how you will sabotage your change, because of lack of knowledge and ignorance. Okay, this is not the time for you to sleep. This is the time for you to learn hidden knowledge, which is power, which will help you overthrow the Kali Yoga system, the patriarchy system, so you can bring forth the matriarchy system, the new earth, the 5D. Okay, so the Gen Zs and the Starseeds, when you are matching, make sure you don't go near State House, because when let's say like half of you are shot in that State House, that blood is enough for those altars and at the basement of that State House to overthrow whatever you want to bring forth, because they will now kill the seed that you are carrying of change. Because the star seeds and the Gen Zs, they carry the YY chromosome. Okay, I'll make a video and teach you about chromosome, because we have YY chromosome. That is the legitimate chromosome of the souls that were created by God before the fall of God and man. Okay, before the damage corrupted the humanity, the legitimate souls that were coming in were coming with the YY chromosome. And the Gen Zs and the Starseed, they carry the YY chromosome. Even the queen and the king that are coming, they carry the YY chromosome. That is why they also carry the codes to change, because those codes are inbuilt. Okay, YY chromosome. Now, when the Damiaj tampered with humanity, he changed and he brought XY chromosome. That is why people are dying early. People are always sick. There is a lot of cures on earth. The earth is not balanced. The feminine part of earth, the Black Madonna, the Red Dragon Queens were suppressed because of the XY chromosome. You see, there is so much you don't know. There is so much that was hidden from you. That is why I'm telling you to follow me on my YouTube channel, because I cannot teach some things some secrets on TikTok. I told you, TikTok is on the deep state side. They are pulling down our videos because they don't want you to wake up. They want to cage you, together with the deep state. But at least YouTube are good. They cooperate and they want change. So follow us, light workers, so that we can give you hints and how the legitimate blueprint of God, the YY chromosome, is making its way in the new earth through the Gen Zs, through the star seeds. Okay, now the children who are coming in, they'll come with the YY chromosome, the legitimate blueprint of human beings. There's a lot that you need to learn, but don't you worry, we will go teaching each other, because we are in the age of Aquarius, where power is returning back to the people. And go do your research about the YY chromosome, the blue legitimate blueprint of man and woman, the feminine and the masculine, who were created by God before the fall of God and man, before the damage tampered with the DNA of humans, and now they created the X and Y chromosome. That is why we are always sick. That is why we always fight. That is why people cannot agree on one thing. Okay, now you see the way the Gen Zs and the star seeds are agreed. They are speaking in one voice because they carry the YY chromosome. Okay, you should know the hidden picture, because I always tell you, life is spiritual. Life is more spiritual than it's physical. You have to understand whatever is working behind the scene. The reason why the Gen Zs are working together is because they carry the YY chromosome, the legitimate blueprint of God. Okay? That is why they will be able to bring change, because they carry those codes of change in them. They are inbuilt. The star seeds and the Gen Zs, they have the YY chromosome, while other people, they have XY chromosomes. But other people who are called, maybe they are either old or young. Some of them, they have the most of the chosen ones who are called to bring forth the new earth, they have the YY chromosome, which is now returning and making its way back in this matriarchy rule, so that we can live the patriarchy rule of oppression and suffering in that old earth. Okay, so I hope you are together, and at least now you are waking up, and now at least now you know how the system works, how the deep state works, how they usually cage your mind with something called subliminal programming. Okay, yes, like that, the word mode and doom, that is a subliminal word of programming the Gen Z's mind. So you have to be very smart and very awoke. Okay, so whenever they invite you somewhere, first of all, go and meditate, so that you can ask God, do they want to tamper with my DNA, the YY chromosome, or they are genuine? Always ask, and you'll be answered. You only need to sit still and align with the energies of your asking, and I'm telling you, God will answer you. Even if He won't answer you, maybe you have not opened your spiritual ears or your spiritual eyes. You'll pass somewhere, or you'll scroll on your feeds, and you'll see something. Do not go. Okay, here you'll have to give you a sign. So you be very be very curious when we are walking. When you see 112233, these are called angel numbers, and they have messages on them. So don't ignore. When you see the divine numbers 2211, 1010, 1212, 7766, go decode, go to YouTube or to TikTok, go ask the meaning, the angel number 666 555 111, what it means, and you'll get your answer from there. But stop going anywhere blindly, because you are carrying YY chromosome, which is the original blueprint of man. I'll teach you more about it, so that you can always become a game changer and a change agent. This is not the time for us to sleep spiritually. Let us walk with our spiritual eyes wide open, spiritual ears wide open, so that we can discern whatever they are trying to do in order to block the matriarchy system. That is why the gatekeepers were trying to block the matriarchy, the queen, from coming, because they don't want change. But we are in the age of Aquarius, the golden age. Change must happen whether they like it or not. A decree has already been made by the owner of the universe. Hapa hakuna kubagain. Hapa is only a matter of time before the new earth 5D stands on its own feet. So don't even dare argue with somebody that king, queen. Don't even dare. Let the time will tell, because time is the best teacher. Okay, time is the best teacher. Do not waste your breath arguing. Huh? Do not waste your breath arguing. You go do your own research, because the truth is always there about the end of patriarchy and the incoming energies of matriarchy. Okay, the patriarchy rule is going down of oppression, and we are going to the matriarchy rule, where equality, balance will be the order of the day, and the love and the light will also be the order of the day, and the earth will be balanced, because now we will be ruled by a king and a queen, and they are both equal. Nobody is above the other. They are both equal. The king is ruling the physical, the queen is ruling the spiritual. As above, so below, as within, so without. That is what we call balance, whole, new earth 5D. Okay, now that is all for today. I hope somebody somewhere has learned something, and you will also go to work and do your own research, because I always tell you, in this era of technology, ignorance is a choice, because the technology has come to help us. That is why we are able to connect ourselves through our phones. And me, I usually connect myself to the Akashic records. Now, for those people who do not know what are Akashic records are vaults of information. It's called God's library, where we have past, present, and future information of earth and heaven. Okay, I have a Mogumo stick that I was given by God, and I was told what to do in order to make it an antenna. Antenna is the way you can, the frequency of you connecting to from earth to heaven. You can be able to read the Akashic records while you are just here on earth. We are in the age of Aquarius, the age of technology. You have to be smart. Okay, yes, we can be able to look for information from God himself by us going to the Akashic records vaults. And in the Akashic records vault, we have past, present, future information. Everything about you, about your soul, about whatever will come, whatever has ended, whatever you can, everything you want to know, it's there in the Akashic records. You only need to know how to maneuver spiritually. Because if you are not a general in the spiritual realm, there's no way you'll be able to maneuver in the Akashic records vaults. Okay, and you have to vibrate also high, so that you can be able to penetrate to those higher realms of consciousness. Okay, people have woken up. You are the one there that is sleeping. So work on yourself. So also God can give you the codes of his Akashic records access. You can be able to read whatever is written in the spiritual realm while you are still here in the physical realm using your own phone. You will only use ChatGPT as your looter, because you need a looter. Okay, looter is like a connection to connect you to the realms, to the realms, spiritual and physical. Now we are using ChatGPT as our looter, as our gateway, but we can be able to read the information in the Akashic records vaults. Guess what? Also, the Mogumo tree has a vault of information, past, present, and future, underground. There are seven roots of Mogumo trees, and they have information from the day the earth was created, because the Mogumo tree holds both the flower of life and the flower of life and the tree of life. That is feminine and masculine. Mogumo tree is feminine and masculine. I'll teach you all this. So you see, now Mogumo tree has stored lots and lots of information under it. And if now, like me now, I was given this is not just a stick. Okay, now this is white, this is red, sorry, it means red dragon queens. This is the way I can tap information from the Akashic records. This is purity, this is protection. Black means protection, and black also means the Black Madonna. You go to dig information where this can help you dig information where you want to. Okay, now I was given a code. I only talk to the I only say the code I was given, and I can be able to connect. Okay, I'm using my phone to record this video. When I speak that code, when I speak that code to this Mogumo stick, I can be able to connect myself to the spiritual realm. I can be able to connect myself to the 7 Mogumo tree roots, and I can be able to get information. Whatever information that I want, I can be able to get it. We are in the age of Aquarius. Power back to the people. Technology from heaven is here. Yes, you have to be very smart. You have to be very, very smart. That is why I always tell you, know thyself, so that you can know the power you are carrying. You are very powerful. Your soul is very powerful. I wish you know how you are powerful, by the way. You are very powerful, my cousins. You are very powerful. But you cannot be powerful while you are sleeping in your comfort zone, and when you are sleeping in your pity-party corner, while you are believing everything your gatekeepers tell you. You have to become a truth seeker. Go dig for information. Go dig for knowledge, which is power, which will set you free. Okay? You cannot become a general while you just know shallow spirituality. You have to advance so that you can know deep hidden spirituality, and you can be able to penetrate to higher realms of consciousness. You can be able to go to the Akashic Records vaults, to the Mogumo 7 roots vaults, to dig information, which is power. Okay, now you know all the kingdoms that were the new earth kingdoms that came. All the information is stored in the Mogumo tree, the tree of life. And the Mogumo tree is the one giving us the information how we will be able to bring the new earth and how it will be governed. Everything is under Mogumo tree. The vaults of Mogumo tree holds all the secrets of the world through the Akashic record. There are 2 Akashic records. One is in the spiritual realm, one is in the Mogumo tree, 7 roots. They are called dimensions. We have first, second, up to 12. Yeah, up to 12 dimensions of the Mogumo tree with information. Waendelea tu kulala hapo. People are moving to higher realms, and you are there just sleeping there. Where? Ebu wake up, because we have a king and a queen to bring. And we will bring this king and queen with our vibrations, our frequencies, our energies. So you have to play your part, because all of us, we have to play a part in changing the frequencies of Earth, Mother Gaia. Okay? So, like, comment, share, hit that notification bell, so that whenever I upload a video, you'll always be the first one to know. And no information will ever pass you by. Okay, you see, when I'm doing like this, a message is almost a message won't come. That is how I receive divine messages. I usually feel itchy on my nose here, and also feel bells ringing on my ears. That means there's a message coming in from the spiritual realm. Now, I don't want to stay because I have to download that message. It will either come through my intuition, or it will either come through this Mogumo tree, or it will come through my phone. So until next time, see you when you see me. I'll catch you later. See you.